Okay, so today's video is we're going to be either finishing series that I'm in the middle of or starting to get into the middle of books series I'm at the start of. So I'm hoping to finish one series this video and also get in the middle of two of them. But hi, if you don't know me, I am Ellie Royal. I make book related content on here sometimes, other times it's just random vlogs. But I've been in a huge reading slump at the moment, so I want to start reading some books and hopefully get out of a reading slump. Okay, so the first series I'm hoping to finish is the Prison Healer series. Now, I have already finished Prison Healer, right? I finished this like a couple of months ago. I wasn't really too intrigued with it, but then Dimox had the buy two, get one. No, not buy two. I think it was buy three, get two. You know? So I ended up buying the second book. Wait, no, this one. I ended up buying The Gilded Cage. Now, I'm about 100 pages near the end, so I only have 100 pages left in this book. And then a couple of weeks later, I went to Big W and I realized I had the whole set for $20, and I was like, why go get the third book at Dimox when I could just get the whole series for $20? So this is where we got the whole series. And then, yeah, so I haven't started Blood Traitor, but I'm hoping in this video to finish The Gilded Cage and then start and finish Blood Traitor. So I've already read A Court and Thorns and Roses at the start of the year. It's been 6 months. And I haven't started the second one. Oh no, I've been putting it off, you know, people have scared me. It's been terrifying. And so I'm hoping to start the second book, which is A Court of Mist and Fury. And then if I'm lucky, maybe start the third book, A Court of Wings and Ruin, if I'm lucky. And then the third series, I don't know what this series is. Is it the Ruby Creek series by Elsie Silver? I read the last book first because it had a pink cover and I was like, oh my god, pink cover. Didn't realize it was the last one, and it sort of like spoiled everything in like the other ones in a way. Didn't really spoil it, like you could sort of tell that we're going to be together anyway because they're literally like 4 books and they're 4 different couples and they're going to get together at some point. It's Elsie Silver. But I'm wanting to read the frontrunner, so I'm hoping that we can do it. I started this a while ago and I got to the middle, I think 155 pages, and I've kind of just forgotten what happened, so I'm gonna start this from the start. So then we'll hopefully be in the middle of 2 instead of at the start of 2, and then we can maybe do another book series later on, hopefully. I want to finish The Gilded Cage first, so let's get to it. Okay, I'm about halfway to the end. I have 30 pages left. You can just tell something's gonna go down in these last 30 pages, and I'm actually terrified. Like, I am so scared to be reading the last bit. I'll probably like maybe record my reaction, I'm thinking, so you guys can see it. Okay, fuck. We get up to the first bit of 30 pages. I'm starting to realize that Kara's fucked. Bestie Kara, you're fucked. Okay, we're getting close to the end. Oh no. No, even Kara did it. I just finished The Gilded Cage. I think I'm gonna be giving this 5 stars. I really loved it. I loved it a lot better than The Prison Healer. A lot of people love The Prison Healer. I wasn't too fond of it. Love The Prison Healer. You're gonna love this. If you weren't too fond of The Prison Healer, I recommend you read this because it does get a lot better. And it's just so much better. You know, and maybe it's because like it's the second in the series and I already know the characters, but just seeing the characters more fleshed out and meeting new characters and having them also fleshed out, while I felt like The Prison Healer, although the characters were fleshed out, we didn't get too much like redemption or like an arc or anything that sort of like made the characters different from the start to the end, if that makes sense. So you know what that means though? We gotta read The Blood Traitor. Very scared for this book with how this ended. Very, 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 very scared. But I'm very excited though to see where this will take off. That's the next book we're gonna be reading. And I did read, I think, about 50 pages of the first book, as I think you can see. Love it. You know, I love a brand new, fresh book, you know, the smell that you get from it, you know? New book smell. Love it. So I read about 50 pages today. I don't think I'll be able to film a video tomorrow just because I'm going to be at a hotel doing karaoke with some friends, so I won't be able to film. I'll probably film on the third day and let you know how much I read during during tomorrow while I was doing my thing. I'll probably just write some notes down or something like that. But I'm really liking the first 50 pages. Already so much has gone on within the first 50 pages that I did not expect at all. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it is day 3. And I ended up finishing the Blood Traitor. These 2 books are like my babies. I think the reason why The Prison Healer is probably not as popular as I would hope other book talks would be, like book talk books would be, it's mostly due to the fact that a lot of people DNF the first book because it is kind of boring. It's very slow paced. There's nothing really going on that's too intriguing, and so they ended up missing out on these lovely 2 books, The Gilded Cage and The Blood Traitor. Now, The Gilded Cage I gave 5 stars. The Blood Traitor I also gave it 5 stars, and I think overall I would probably rate the series a 6-star read for me because of how much I enjoyed it. The thing I liked about these 2 is specifically the fact that you get more characters in this and a lot more depth about who they are. You get to know what they are, their fears, their strengths, just everything about them, especially this book. This book was probably my most heartbreaking book. One of the most heartbreaking books I've ever read. And what happened in the first half of the book, you guys would know what I mean. Like, it's just devastating to poor Kara. Like, can't believe that she's gone through that. I love Kara and Jared. Like, I just love the little romance they have between each other. So I'm just really happy. So I think the next book I'm going to read is The Front Runner. I've read False Start, but I want to read The Front Runner, and hopefully that way I've read 2 out of 4. So then I'm halfway through the series and I can maybe finish the rest of the series in another video. I ended up finding a book grocer in Melbourne because I went to Melbourne over the weekend with some friends and did some karaoke. It's a mini book haul for you guys because I only had 10 minutes to go into the store and just pick because I was already running late to see my friends, and I saw a book grocer and I was like, oh my god, book grocer. Like, I was like, I have to go to it. So the first one I got is Powerless. I got it for like $12, which I think is the same price you get at like a Kmart or a Big W, but whatever. And I've had a lot of people talk about Powerless. I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie, to read this. It's one of the ones I'm very scared of. Honestly, I probably should stop buying books and start reading the ones that I have on my physical shelf, but honestly, it's just like an addiction I can't stop, you know? But yes, we got Powerless. And then we got this really cool one. I've never heard of this, never heard of the author. Don't know if it's her debut novel or not, but I've just never heard of this person, but the book cover looks really nice. This was also $12 for like a gigantic book. As I'm sure you guys know, like these books are like 16, like a huge size difference. It's called The Third Daughter by Adrienne Tooley. It was $12, down from like 25, and it looks pretty interesting. Like, if you see here, like the cover, it just looks really lovely. I'm actually really excited. Like, look at this, the cover, it's amazing. But yeah, I'm really excited. So like, I probably should stop buying books, but like, it's really nice just to find these cute covers and stuff like that. Like, I just love it. It's been a couple of hours since I'm only just starting The Front Runner. I did get up to about halfway. I got up to like, I think 155 pages before I stopped reading, and obviously I can't remember. I can sort of remember the plot points, but I can't remember everything in detail, so I'm just going to be reading this and giving it another go, I suppose. And I'm hoping to finish this today or early tomorrow, and then start reading The Court of Mist and Fury. It's next day. I am 200 pages in, so I'm just over where I was originally, and it's very easy, very quick pace, which is what I really love about Elsie Silver books, is like, I don't have to stress about imagining things. They're just more like real life scenarios that I don't have to imagine, because if you guys don't know, I have this thing where I just really struggle to imagine things inside my head. So if you tell me to like imagine an apple inside my head, I just can't. Fantasy books take me a bit longer to read based on the fact that I can't really imagine what they're describing. I'm really enjoying this. I can't wait to see the end, so I'll probably end up finishing this today, and then I'll also probably start A Court of Mist and Fury. I don't think I'll be able to finish, well, I think I'll be able to finish it by the end of the week, but I don't think I'll be able to finish A Court of Wings and Ruin, the third book, which I really want to finish though for the video, but I don't know if I can, just due to the fact that they're both fantasies and I struggle to imagine things. So I have finished The Front Runner today. I think it's like 4 more days till I have to post this video, so I'm hoping to get through this but let's give a small review of The Frontrunner by Elsie Silver. And I don't know why I thought this was like the second book in the series and still got it. It's the third book. So it has a few scenes that obviously connect with this. Obviously this one takes place a few years after this one. I still really liked it. I really enjoyed this. Okay, I really liked Mara's and Stefan's relationship. I think it's really cute, and I love how we get to see a bit more of Nina, especially because I really like Nina in this. So I ended up finishing The Frontrunner, which is really good because that means now I can start A Court of Mist and Fury. Okay, so it's been a week since we started the challenge, and I think it's good to just sort of overall see where we're at in it and see how far I got. As you guys know, I did finish the Prison Healer trilogy, which, if you guys don't know, I'm a chronic person on never finishing series. I think I've only finished one series my entire life, and that is this baby here. I had already finished this when I started the challenge, and I was like about halfway through this. So I ended up finishing half of this book, which I gave 5 stars. I really loved just how the relationship was building between Kara and Jared, and the plot twist at the end of this was absolutely gut-wrenching. I loved it. Then I finished The Blood Traitor. Now this one had a lot of good dialogue and gut-wrenching dialogue. Like, it was absolutely devastating. I loved just how this book was written. I thought it was extremely well written, and I thought it was just absolutely amazing, and I have no faults to it. I think the only thing I didn't like was the ending. I felt like the ending was a little bit rushed, and maybe if it was an extra 50 pages it would have done really well. But I still gave this 5 star, and overall I give this series a 6 star. It is god tier to me. These babies are my babies. And I just loved it. I have no complaints here with this series, besides, the first one is a little bit slow. It's 50-50 within the book talk community. People either DNF this or they love it. And I reckon if you DNF this, at least give the second book, finish the second book, I reckon give the second book a chance. It is really, really good. Especially, this is coming from someone who nearly DNF'd this book because it was really slow and kind of sluggish for me. But as I said, the second book about halfway actually starts to get really, really good. It's just, there's a lot of world building, a lot of necessary things in the Prison Healer that needs to be said and done in order to get to the good parts. The next series that we're in the middle of was A False Start. I had only got 1 book. I had 2, but I've only read the 1 book, and I realized that this was the last book in the series. And the book I got was also the 3rd book in the series. I didn't have the first or the second one. But yeah, so my plan was to finish this. That way I'm halfway through, and potentially when I do another series like this, I can just buy the other 2 and completely finish the series, which would be really good. So when I did this challenge, I already had finished A False Start. I had finished this a good 4 months ago, and I gave this, I think it was a 5 star. It was either 4.5 or a 5 star. Okay, I really liked the relationship between Nadia and Griffin. I really liked it. There's a bit of an age gap between the 2. But The Frontrunner was the one that we read during this series and this challenge. I gave this, I think, 4 stars. So this was Stefan and Mara's one, and I really liked them. I loved how different the personalities between the 2 characters are from Nadia and Griffin, and I thought that they well suited each other, and how Stefan is kind of a dick, but he's kind of once you get to know him, he's kind of a nice person. He's just a dick to people. Kind of didn't like the miscommunication in the one bit, and how I guess Stefan got really upset without hearing Mara out. Because I thought Mara had a decent argument. She didn't want to say anything in case it was wrong, get his heart broken, didn't want to say anything and get the other person hopes up, or they don't react well, and just wanted to see what it was like and actually get the correct information. I felt like Stefan just kind of overreacted in that regard. But I still liked the ending nevertheless. Then I ended up doing the worst thing ever and starting another series that I probably wouldn't finish. I ended up starting The Crimson Moth by, is it Kristen? I can't pronounce their last name, but I ended up starting The Crimson Moth. I probably should have just finished, I literally did that instead of finishing A Court of Mist and Fury, which I'm kind of devastated about. I honestly really liked the Crimson Moth. I thought it was well written. I gave this, I think, 4.5 stars. I can't decide if it's going to be a 4 or if it's going to be a 4.5 because I genuinely really enjoyed it. I think the ending is what threw me off. I feel like there could have been another way to do the ending that didn't need to lead to that outcome. Like I was still happy with like the start of the ending, it's just the last like 10 pages I just did not like. But I really liked how it was like a true enemies to lovers. You don't get a lot of those. Weirdly enough, Book Talk recommends a lot of enemies to lovers, but it's not like they hate each other, they're not actual true enemies. These ones are actually true enemies, and like it can fuck them up if they find out who they are, sort of thing. Like it's like true enemies to lovers. Why did my cat hit my tripod? But no, I felt like it was really good written. It was amazing. Issue is that this is a part of a series, so now I have to buy a second book when I'm not laid off. When I hopefully get another job, then I can buy probably the second book to it because I'm really excited for it. The final book, you know how we were supposed to finish like a Court of Mist and Fury and a Court of Wings and Ruin? Yeah, I didn't even finish a Court of Mist and Fury. I got to 241 pages, which still means that there's like still I think like another 100. I still think there's another like 350 left. So I'll probably get this done sometime during the week because I do want to get to the third book, hopefully. But I'm really liking it so far. You know, I knew my gut feeling was telling me that Tamlin was just not it. Tamlin. I'm calling him Tamlin. That Tamlin was just not it, you know? And this book clearly shows it. Like, he just does not care about her PTSD. Like, he's just like, you're gonna be the perfect princess, At least Rysand, like, Rysand's where it's at. You know, homie feeds her, makes sure that she's eating well. Somehow Tamlin didn't realize that she's just losing weight. You know? Like, and Rysand's like, you gotta eat, like, you don't look too well, man. You know, so like, I feel like Rysand's where it's at. I'm hoping that he's like going to be the main love interest going forward, and we're not gonna switch anytime soon because I am liking him. Tamlin can just go fuck himself. Like, I feel like there's just more to him. Like, I feel like he's going to absolutely break my heart in this. Like, I feel like there's just more to it. They're building it up so that he betrays her or something. Like, there's just something in here that I'm not liking. I'm just not liking at all. I just love the two interactions between Faye and, like, you know, Rysand. I think they're, like, really beautiful, and I think that they're really good for each other. So I'm hoping that maybe, like, things get better. I'm only in the middle of, like, chapter 23, so I'm hoping that things go better in this. It is a 5-book series, so I know things are gonna get worse, which is devastating. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said, I'll be doing more. I think I'm going to be trying to upload every Saturday. My plan is to upload every week, but I haven't really figured out a time or a day yet, so just go with every Saturday. That way it gives me the Saturday mornings to, you know, finish the rest of the video and also just, like, edit it. But, you know, I think the next series, well, I think the next video we're going to be doing is doing Lynette Noni. If you don't know who Lynette Noni is, she's the one who wrote The Prison Healer. As you guys know, this is my 6 stars. I just spoke to you guys about this like 5 minutes ago. But as I said, as I was saying though, she has some recommendations on the website, so I think that's going to be the next video where I read the books that she has recommended on the website, especially just because like I got laid off, so like a lot of the ones that she's recommended I already have. So it's a good way for me to read them while not having any money to buy any new books, which is great. I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely afternoon or night wherever you are, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Just keep reading, I suppose. Bye.